Well, exactly 10 years ago to the day, a frequent guest in this program, Noam Ornstein, and Thomas Mann wrote a really important op-ed piece in the Washington Post, and it was titled, "Let's Just Say It, the Republicans are the problem." This was an extremely dramatic turn in the way we talked about partisanship in Washington. Ornstein and Mann wrote their piece after Republican Congressman Allen West was caught on video saying there are 78 to 81 Democrats in Congress who are members of the Communist Party. That was then. And now it's worse. Republicans call Democrats pedophiles and groomers. Today, some of Donald Trump's closest allies in the House of Representatives confronted House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy over comments he made in the secretly recorded McCarthy tapes. In those tapes, which were obtained by the New York Times, McCarthy and top House Republican leaders are heard expressing concern that Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz and other extreme members of the Republican Party could incite violence against other members of Congress in both parties.
Okay, the other thing I want to bring up, and I'm making some phone calls to some members. I just got something sent now about Newsmax, something Matt Gaetz said, where he's calling people's names out, saying an anti-Trump in this type of atmosphere. In some of the other places, this is serious stuff people are doing that has to stop. I'll make individual phone calls.
Mo and Louis' comments too. A lot of members have said some real concerning things about.
Did they say something today too?
Not that Louis was at. Mo was at the rally. You know, we're kicking and taking names thing at the Trump rally.
Gonzalez just sent it to me, so I'm calling Gaetz. I'm explaining to him. I don't know what to say, but I'm going to have some other people call him too. But the nature of if I'm getting briefing, I'm going to get another one from the FBI tomorrow. This is serious to cut this out.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's potentially illegal what he's doing.
Well, he's putting people in jeopardy, and he doesn't need to be doing this. We saw what people would do in the Capitol, and these people came prepared. It's rogue with everything else.
NBC News is reporting that during a chaotic House Republican meeting today, Congressman Gaetz confronted McCarthy and his deputy Steve Scalise about their comments, challenging Scalise to specify which of Gaetz's comments Scalise considered to be illegal. Georgia Congresswoman and Trump loyalist Marjorie Taylor Greene also got involved in the exchange, demanding that both McCarthy and Scalise apologize. The Hill reports McCarthy told members that the damning quotes from the January 10th, 2021 leadership call, during which he said he would suggest former President Trump resign if impeached, and wondered if GOP members could be kicked off social media, were simply the leaders speculating on different scenarios. He just said that we were going to lay out different things of what could be, said Congressman Robert Aderholt of Alabama. At this point, I take his word for it. And joining us now is someone who doesn't take his word for it, Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland. He's a member of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol and served as the lead impeachment manager in the second impeachment Senate trial of Donald Trump. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. So we have this controversy developing on the Republican side of the House. And Kevin McCarthy's defense apparently is not, I was right.
Well, he has to suppress the fact that he had the exact same reaction that the vast majority of members of Congress and the vast majority of the public had. I mean, he was horrified, and he knew that in this environment where 6 people had already died that day, several people would die in the days to come, with 150 of our officers wounded, this was a totally fluid and dangerous and unpredictable environment. And good for him that he thought, at least for a fleeting moment, that he should try to rein in Matt Gaetz and others who were attacking Liz Cheney and other members who dared to start telling the truth about what just happened.
How much of this, what we're learning from the McCarthy tapes, is relevant to your investigation on the January 6th committee?
Well, it's important for reviving everybody's memory of what really took place. That's important. It's also important for people to see that he has radically changed his tune, and he's doing that only for political reasons, obviously. I think he's not asking for my advice, but I think it's a rather silly strategy on his part. I mean, what the Republicans are saying is that they're not going to rebel against him now because they don't want to have a complete circus show before the election. But the minute the election's over, they will get rid of him. And there are 10 people lining up to try to take his place, including possibly Donald Trump, because what a lot of the Republicans are talking about is that the Freedom Caucus, the Jim Jordan gang, has enough power to stop anybody who shows any kind of equivocation the way that Kevin McCarthy did about just succumbing to the will of Donald Trump and whitewashing everything he does. And so if they can stop, a more center-leaning or, traditional conservative from becoming speaker, but they can't elect someone on their own, then they'll just put up Donald Trump, and Trump would happily waltz in and take the speaker's chair. You don't have to be a member of the House to run for speaker.